For 18 months, the biggest boy band on the planet went completely silent. No stages. No screaming crowds. No makeup, no choreography, no billion-dollar tour buses rolling through the streets of Seoul and Los Angeles. Just combat boots, heavy rifles, and the cold, disciplined silence of the South Korean military barracks. The critics wrote the obituaries early. The algorithm buried their playlists. The industry whispered that the hiatus would finish them. Those 7 men, separated by duty and distance, could never recapture the thunder. They were wrong. With a new album titled Arirang and a seismic reunion on American television, the Kings are back to reclaim their throne. But what truly happened behind closed doors during their service? What did 18 months of military discipline forge inside these men and inside their music? Today, we unlock the vault on the BTS global comeback. I am Frank, your host, and you are watching the Legend Vault. If you want to witness our newest deep dive episodes and unlock the secrets of history, step into the vault right now. Hit that subscribe button and claim your key to the vault. Let's dive in. In South Korea, military service is not optional. It is a sacred, constitutional duty, one that applies equally to every able-bodied man between the ages of 18 and 28. Even global superstars. Even the 7 men who, at their peak, were generating more international tourism revenue for South Korea than its national airline. The Korean government faced extraordinary public pressure to grant BTS an exemption, the kind extended to elite athletes and classical musicians. They declined, and in doing so they made one of the shrewdest cultural decisions in recent memory. Because the image of BTS world-famous, untouchable, willingly laying down their microphones and picking up rifles, chose duty over fame. That image didn't damage their brand. It elevated it. Jin was the first to enlist, completing his full term of service before the others. Each member served in different units across South Korea: Special Forces, Public Service, Active Duty. They maintained their bond through letters, scheduled calls, and a shared understanding that this separation was not the end of BTS. It was a chapter, and when soldiers come home, they come home changed. When BTS stepped onto The Tonight Show for their long-awaited US reunion, the energy in the room was different. These weren't the polished, choreographed idols that the industry had come to expect. These were men. Men who had lived in barracks, made their own beds, peeled potatoes at 5 a.m. and followed orders in silence. Jungkook, the group's golden magne, the youngest, joked candidly about adjusting to civilian life. About being, apparently, a notoriously messy roommate in their new Los Angeles base. The laughter from the audience was enormous. But it was more than comedy. RM, the group's leader and primary architect of their artistic vision, spoke about the album they had been quietly conceptualizing throughout their service, drawing on the loneliness of military life, the distance from their fans, and a longing to reconnect with something deeper than entertainment. That album is called Arirang. To understand why Arirang is not just an album title but a declaration, you need to understand what Arirang means to Korea. Arirang is Korea's unofficial national anthem. A folk song so ancient, so deeply embedded in the Korean soul, that it has been sung through centuries of occupation, war, displacement, and rebirth. UNESCO inscribed it on the Intangible Cultural Heritage List in 2012. It belongs to no single era. It belongs to every Korean, across every generation. By naming their comeback album Arirang, BTS is not simply releasing music. They are making a statement about identity, about who they are, where they came from, and where they intend to go. They are telling the world, we have served our country. We have earned this name and we bring it to you as a bridge between East and West, between tradition and modernity, between the boys you knew and the men standing before you now. It is, without question, the most strategically and culturally significant album title of their career. Let us talk about what this comeback means in economic terms. Because BTS is not simply a music act. BTS is a $5 billion global economy and it has been in standby mode for 18 months. Their return is projected to break first-week streaming records across the United States, the United Kingdom, and Canada. South Korean tourism boards have already reported a 40% uptick in forward bookings tied to BTS-related travel. The HYBE Corporation, their parent label, saw its stock price move on the day their comeback was announced. The music industry does not produce phenomena like this. It witnesses them, and right now, the entire global industry is watching, taking notes as 7 men from Seoul remind the world exactly what the top of the mountain looks like. To the army in Seoul, in London, in New York, Lagos, Sao Paulo, and every city in between, this episode is for you. Because this story doesn't end with an album or a TV appearance. It continues in the conversation you carry forward. So, we want to hear from you. 2 questions, and we mean it. Drop your answers in the comments below. The stage is set, and the world is listening. Thank you for joining me in the vault today. Until next time, stay legendary. This is Frank, signing off.